Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mask Diva. Forgive my absence. I got the flu over the holidays, so I have been gone for a little while. I haven't been on TikTok for a while, and I haven't been here on YouTube for a while, so forgive my absence. But I have been writing some scripts, so I'm going to be reading from some scripts, doing some content. So I'll be doing those a little bit, and I'll be wearing my glasses for those of you who like my glasses. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. Did you guys have a good holiday? I had a great holiday despite catching a little flu bug since then, but other than that, my holiday was wonderful. So I hope you guys had a good one. And without further ado, I'm going to talk about validation tonight, okay? So here we go. Validation. Wrote down my thoughts about that, all right? Today's content is about validation and how different people use it to manipulate others. Before I get into it, I'd like to express that it's normal to want validation. So, I'd like to personally thank all the viewers who put compliments in my comments because that gives me positive feedback. Lets me know what you like to see more of. It's appreciated to know that I'm doing something right. That way I can give you viewers more of what you want. People like validation because it's encouraging and it gives you an idea of what direction to take your motivation. That said, some people are validation starved. There are different reasons for it. It may be because the people around them are mostly negative and jealous, or they think that person already knows how great they are. Or they don't want the person to be conceited. Some people will purposely not compliment a gorgeous woman, but it's mostly men that are validation starved. It's true. Men are mostly validation starved. There are insecure men who purposely withhold compliments to the lady they are with because they feel unworthy of her. He's only shooting himself in the foot because other men can smell his insecurity like a horse smells fear. So they will compliment his lady instead, hoping for a chance with her or just to spite him. Nobody respects weakness like that. So if you're withholding compliments, she watches my show and other guys are complimenting her, you better start saying something nice. Speaking of weakness, you don't want to be a sitting duck for narcissists and other scammers. So you're going to want to become like Teflon to love bombing. What is love bombing? Love bombing is a flood of validation, and it feels like a 7-course meal when you're validation starved. You're going to want to identify it straight away, feel very annoyed by it, not flattered, not heartwarmed, not turned on. It's not a cure for loneliness. With all this information out there on narcissists, there's no excuse not to narcissist-proof ourselves in 2026. All you have to be is vulnerable, like in some vulnerable phase in your life, and have something they want. You also have to be lonely. You can be married and lonely. I mean, that's some of their favorite people to target. I was talking about the relationship where one partner wasn't validating the other. They'll circle you like a shark. Let's say it's online or on the phone. These scammers are cold texting people now, pretending to have the wrong number. They do this on TikTok too. It's using a bunch of emojis like 3 crying emojis in a row, 3 happy face emojis in a row. That's a cloying, narcissistic, manipulative thing. Middle school kids do that. If an adult is doing that, they're trying to get over on you some way. If you see that, block the person. They're also exaggerating a lot. Say like you are average looking or below average looking, and they make remarks like, you are the most beautiful or handsome person I've ever seen. Okay, meanwhile, this person is a 10. the person that's saying it, okay? First of all, that's not really them, okay? If someone else's image and identity. Secondly, you know your limitations. You aren't unlovable, but realistic, you know what you look like, okay? Have you ever had someone give you a bunch of compliments that were kind of offensive sounding because that person was socially awkward or you were just repulsed by the person? Okay. I mean, that's happened to me a lot, or the compliments were backhanded. Also happened to me a lot. You need to give that scammer, narcissist, hustler the same energy, all right? You need to be offended by that attention. These people always want money. That's their end game. Narcissists and scammers are the same. The difference is the narcissists want attention and the scammers give attention. Except for the narcissists love bombing you like in the beginning. But they really want attention. They want your money too. So, about the validation, the best thing you can do is give it to yourself. It's okay to feel good when other people sincerely give you validation, but then it's like an extra dopamine hit on top of already solid self-esteem. Practice a positive statement as soon as you wake up in the morning, something affirming, life-affirming like, I am healthy and whole and made in God's image. You can tweak it to whatever fits your need, but it needs to be empowering. If you say something enough times, you literally start to believe it. If you repeat the same thing over and over to someone else, they start to believe it. You're literally projecting a certain confidence and building a certain confidence that's going to make you Teflon to narcissists and make you believe and make you become nauseated if people come at you with scammer agendas. You're not going to be starving for validation by the time someone finally says something nice to you. I say finally because some people would rather yank their own teeth out with pliers than acknowledge something good about someone else. That's why these scammers get you. Another thing you're going to want to have is main character energy. That's not the same thing as having main character syndrome. Main character energy. Okay, got this from Google, not making this up. Main character energy is a popular slang term for living life as if you're the star of your own movie, meaning you're confident, authentic, and romanticize everyday moments by finding personal meaning and embracing your own story, often involving self-prioritization. I said it. Self-prioritization and setting boundaries. It's about feeling in control and empowered, turning mundane activities into cinematic experiences with a personal soundtrack, although it can sometimes be criticized as self-centered or performative. I don't care. I want to have main character energy. I'm the dark mask diva. Main character energy. Notice I said boundaries. Notice there's nothing about doing other people favors, running errands for people, serving other people, giving anyone money, going out of your way. You're the star of your own show. A narcissist wants the world to revolve around them, and they want you to serve them and for you to pay constant attention to them. If you're like this, they won't target you. I know what you're thinking. This person sounds like a lot. Well, they probably have a closet full of cute clothes, know how to block all the scammers, and no narcissists. 2026 is the year of the fire horse. Why am I talking about horses? There's this horse named Tom on Instagram. And he goes through my feed every now and again. Every time I see him, I laugh. Tom plays dead every time someone tries to ride him. Some people saddle him up, they get on his back, and then he collapses like a house of cards. Other times, he sees people coming to ride him, and he just lies down and plays dead. What Tom is doing is something called passive resistance. The actual definition of passive resistance, again on Google, is nonviolent opposition to authority, especially a refusal to cooperate with legal requirements. You're like, what's that have to do with a horse? When it comes to passive resistance, it's generally applied to acts of protest. However, you can be like Tom. You can be an absolute no use to people, so they can't use you. You can sometimes block them, or put a boundary up, or tell them you don't have the ways or means. Some people will spend more energy avoiding doing something than if they just did the thing in the first place, or they go to more trouble to get someone else to do it. They just don't want to do their own stuff. Tom the horse is putting on a show, not letting people ride him, entertaining everyone with his antics. He's IG famous now. People who have real money aren't flashy. They wear muted colors. They have understated class. The wealthy class all know who each other is, but they don't have anything going on that screams, "Come ask me for stuff." The wealthy aren't worried about validation because they have their own wealth. If you learn to carry yourself like they do, people won't be able to help but to respect you. They naturally have a confidence that their life of privilege affords them. If you can somehow put off that aura, it's an aura of dominance, and predators aren't going to think you're kind, even if you are. They'll leave you alone. There's nothing wrong with being kind, but they take kindness for weakness like a lot of people do. Okay, narcissists take kindness for weakness. It's 2026, and it's going to be a dynamic year. I don't think the bozos or any of the villains are going anywhere. I think there are going to be new opportunities and blessings, new moments of self-discovery, new creative avenues. I don't want anyone around here being bored or lonely. That's when the predators really are going to get you because you're idle. Sometimes it's just a problem of not being on your purpose. You know what will keep you sane? Organize your entire house. I've been finding all kinds of stuff that was missing. It also keeps me busy and makes the house run more smoothly. It will clear your mind. One more thing about validating before I go. Not everyone's love language is words of affirmation. Some people validate you by making your life easier in some way. That's more important than paying you a compliment. You want people around who are not stressing you out, who aren't putting you to task, who aren't making things harder than they need to be, who aren't making you do emotional labor. All that stuff is more important than compliments. So remember that validation starts with yourself, self-affirmation, and bozos are everywhere, and we just need to watch out for them and get rid of them as soon as we identify them. Happy New Year.